Yes, welcome in at one and all. We are here. Week 6 is upon us, second of the International Series games. So let's win some cash. Jack, mind your ears. I've got different headsets. It's pretty loud, so I'll give that to you. Yes, welcome in that one. And I'd like to say week 6 is on the horizon. Lots of injuries that are scuppering anytime touchdown bets all over the place. If you're quick on the mark, if you've got the bookies on speed dial, so to speak, you may have found a bit of value because it's all pretty much gone. But we'll go through what we found before all the prices kind of fell through. But as you can see, the usual suspects are in the huddle. Adam, welcome you in, mate. I know you're in Derby, but you seem to be like in a cave, or like it seems to get a lot darker.
I know. I'm trying. Basically, this is what it's like without light on, so it's even worse. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out some kind of way of lighting it because I can't have stuff from above because this gets in the way. Yeah. I've got to have this on because the light shines off it otherwise. So I'm kind of stuck really.
Turn the light off. You look like, well, obviously you haven't got a clown suit on. You look like kind of Pennywise in the gutter, kind of. Yeah. There we go. But there we go. Jack, obviously your Dolphins over this side of the ponds this week. You asked people to if they wanted your tickets. You're not going to the game?
No, I was supposed to go over, and we got a big match that got rescheduled for that weekend, so I can't get away with going, unfortunately. So maybe I'm better off, to be honest, because the way the Dolphins are playing. But I suppose Tua will be back, so hopefully they're back to being watchable again.
Wow. Wouldn't go that far. Anyway, never mind. I know I ridiculed the Jets game and the Jets Falcons game, which was obviously it wasn't too bad a game in the end. The Jets, kind of cracked the bed in the first half or whatever. But I'm not actually quite sure which game is going to be worse, one that we had last week or the one this week. And unfortunately, I'm going to the one this week. So if you are going down, come and say hello. I'm in block 451. If that makes any difference to anyone, but yeah, that's, will it be fun? I don't know. I've never been to. It'd be nice to see Tottenham Stadium. I haven't heard of one bad word said about the Tottenham Stadium apart from the fact that Spurs playing it, but and the fact that it's in a crap hole. But yeah, we shall see. Should be good fun. If you are watching along on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, give us a retweet first and foremost, or give us a comment if you have any best bets for week 6. I'm happy to have some of the comments there on the screen, and we can maybe talk through some of them. But if not, if you're watching retrospectively, hi, how you doing? So let's have a little look at last week. Then I performed the best out of the three of us last week, guys. 3 out of 4. I know. That's a bad sign, isn't it? Adam 2 out of 4, and Jack just a 1 out of 4. I think it was just the unders in the Jets game that screwed me over. But yeah, I think on the whole, guys, pretty comfortable fairly profitable. I thought there quite a lot of the shouts that we had on the Jets Falcons game did come in, like the over stuff for Patterson and Michael Carter anytime for me personally and whatnot. But yeah, we shall see if we have the same. I can't get the zone in on the Dolphins or the JAX, so probably not. It's two teams that I just don't really watch, so not really in tune with those. But any favourite bets for the International Series game, just give us a shout in the comments and we'll post some of those. But Thursday night football, 28-22 it was to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Philadelphia backdoor in the +7 on the handicap, and it was under 52.5. But Tampa Bay comfortable throughout for this one. Let's move on to the rest of the week 6 slate. Then some, like I say, already decimated with the injuries with Chubb and CMC and all the rest of them coming down. But we'll start off as we always do, folks. We come to touchdown scores at some point. But handicaps first. Adam, we'll start with you this week.
I've gone for your lot at New England. Cowboys -3.5. There's been a lot of talk.
Oh, he's gone. Where did he go? He's gone. See, that's what happens. You get cut off when you back the Cowboys for -3.5. I've told him so many times not to do the 3. Oh, he's back now. Adam, if you're going to back a -3.5, that's what's going to happen to your internet connection.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
You can actually get -3 now. I saw on Bet365.
Oh, can you? Oh, that's even better then. So yeah, Cowboys -3 if you can get that. I was quoting red zone prices as that's what I've been informed to do. So yeah, if you can get Cowboys -3, that's crazy. They're just the far better team. They've covered the spread in every week so far, and that's why I think the sharps have been put off it, because they think it's an inflated line, and the Cowboys obviously are a public team, so it's an inflated line anyway. But they're far better than the Patriots, and I don't care where this game's been played. If you're going to give me them to win by a field goal, I'm going to take it because their offense is far, far better. The defense, in fairness, for the Cowboys have been pretty good as well. The Patriots average on both sides of the ball at best. So yeah, I don't have much more to say for this. I just think the line's wrong. I think the sharps are wrong. I'm happy to take them on. Cowboys -3 if you can get it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those, like I say, I think that it's kind of a name association with the New England Patriots at Foxborough still. I think the bookies are maybe giving them still a bit too much credit for that being at home. But yeah, so initially, when I saw the schedule at the start of the season, I saw this just before the bye, I did wince a little bit. So get Cowboys going into Foxborough could be a bit. Obviously, that was when we thought Cam Newton might start most of the season, or this would be Cam Newton's last game. But Mac Jones, he's been okay last couple of games. But yeah, I agree. Once on the face of it, it looks like a don't touch. But at -3, and you look at how the teams have played this season and how both teams are operating, I agree. But again, it's not something I would take. I'm just going to watch the game, enjoy the game this week because I can on Game Pass. I have no idea why Sky Sports showed the Cowboys Giants game last week instead of some of the other games that were playing. But anyway, I don't work for Sky Sports, so I can't stick my oar in. Jack, what do you fancy?
I'm going with the Broncos -3.5, and I'd probably I'd be tempted to do them anyway at -3.5 in Mile High against the Raiders, but I think the John Gruden news throughout the week is going to cause a major distraction for the Raiders camp. 3.5 isn't too much. They've been poor the last 2 games, the Broncos, and I expect them to bounce back. I suppose the Raiders have as well, but yeah, just the stuff coming out from the Raiders camp this week is just pure toxic stuff, and I'd expect the Broncos to win comfortably, to be honest. Touchdown or even 2.
I suppose your internet didn't cut out there doing -2.5, but we'll move on. Okay, I'm going for Buffalo -5.5. Monday Night Football game on this one. They're obviously traveling down to Nashville, Tennessee. Buffalo 4-1 against the spreads. They're first in points first in points allowed in terms of they've allowed the least, and that's involved a couple of decent games. Again, obviously they battered Kansas City last week, so it's potentially a letdown spot for Buffalo after a big win over the Kansas City Chiefs. But I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs are too much this year. And again, they've exercised those demons. So I think confidence is going to be sky high. And like I say, they are by far the better team than. I don't care if they're traveling to Tennessee. I don't think Tennessee are that great with or without Julio Jones, with or without AJ Brown. That defense is awful. And Josh Allen is just going to keep on rolling. He's going to put up 35, 40 points with the Bills, and just depends on. I think I quite like the Buffalo defense this year as well. I think they'll be able to stifle either the rush attack of Derrick Henry or AJ Brown and Julio Jones. Haven't done too much this season. And say if they're niggling or carrying injuries, there's not really much behind them. So -5.5. I thought again, it's not necessarily a key number or anything like that. Obviously, if that's where you're looking for 7, but 5.5. Even if you wanted to go teaser and plus half a point, I mean, go for it. So yeah, that was the one that I liked. So just to recap then, because I did the pictures this week, so I might as well stick them up. -5.5 Tennessee, Buffalo for me. Adam is going -3 at the Dallas Cowboys, and Jack is going up -3.5 for the Denver Broncos. Okay, let's move on then, guys, to total points. Jack, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I've gone with the under 48.5 points in the Rams and Giants game. They played last year. It was 17-9. It was a terrible game, but I expect more points this year. More points in this game. But yeah, I don't think Saquon's playing. Daniel Jones is probably going to play, but he's okay. He's okay. 48.5 points is it's high enough. High enough total.
I thought that.
I don't know. This year, I just seem to be a lot more leaning towards unders. I don't know. I suppose last year was more about overs, but this year it just seems to be way more appetizing to do an under bet. 48.5, as I said, was high, and yeah, I expect it to be about maybe a 40-point game or something like that. So I'll take 48.5 under.
Yeah, but I agree. I didn't look at both your guys' bets before I picked mine. I don't like to be skewed or poisoned by what you guys select. But yeah, that was kind of my honourable mention. I agree with you. I don't really see the Giants scoring many points. They're struggling at wide receiver and all pass catchers, and there's no Saquon Barkley. The Rams have a decent enough defense. I don't think Stafford and the guys are going to have too much to do. So it's going to be something like 28-10 game or 28-14 game or so, whatever. But yeah, no, I really like the under. I thought that under was a couple of points too high. Adam, what are you going for? I don't like yours. I did look at yours. I don't like it.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought you might have gone for my one, to be honest. No, Cardinals v Browns under 49. It's meant to be really windy up there, and everyone I've listened to this week has gone on the under. It's come down from 51, I think it opened, or maybe 53. But the Chubb news, to be honest, helps the under as well. I think he would have probably moved the ball a bit quicker than they will do now. So I'm happy with that. Kyler Murray is possibly nursing a shoulder injury. He obviously got banged up last week. When he was injured with a shoulder last year, they fell off the cliff pretty much, the Cardinals, in terms of scoring. And yeah, I just apparently the wind is going to be the main thing, and that's kind of what I'm angling at here. So apparently I can get under 49.5 now in places. Yeah, I just think it's going to be a relatively low scoring game for what we all expected at the start. So Cardinals Browns under 49.
Yeah, I will admit I did think it was the game was in Arizona, but yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Okay, cool. I momentarily forgot what I was going for, but I've gone for under 50.5 for Dallas, New England. I think this is just going to be one of those games where it's just going to be quite a quick game. I don't see the New England scoring a lot of points. It's not something that New England have done a lot of this year, scoring a lot of points. And I just think it's one of those games that Dallas doesn't really need to do too much. They can score or whatever, but I think they'll keep New England at arm's length. And if you're New England, you're Bill Belichick. You've obviously got a high-powered offense coming to Foxborough. You're going to try and shorten the game as much as possible. It's what he's done for years. So, added to that, I think, like I say, the ground game is just amazing at the moment for the Cowboys with Zeke and even Pollard. So, like I say, I can just see a lot of completed passes, a lot of like short passes, and let's say the run game for both teams probably. Going to come to the fore here, and like I say, I think Bill Belichick will try and take as much time out of the clock as well, and Kellen Moore and Mark McCarthy will be like, okay, well, we'll score 21 points and see if you can score that many as well. So, yeah, I like the unders 50.5 there. Again, I thought like the Rams Giants game, I thought it was just a smidgen too high. I'd probably have it 47-48 personally. So I'm happy to take 50.5 on the under. Okay, let's move on then, guys, to any time touchdown scorers. Adam, start with you.
I've got a load this week. I'm just trying to think of the best one. It might be Zeke at 10-11. It's either him or Dalvin Cook at 11-10. Frankly, I'm going to go with the plus money on Dalvin Cook. I don't have any worries. Yep, well, that was very good timing. Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, not on injury report. Yeah, I don't have any worries about Cook's health this week. They rested him last week so that he could be healthy for the future. And if he's back, he gets his full role. And getting plus money on him, you rarely get that. So I'm happy to take 11-10 on him at Sky Bet. You can get 13-2 on him scoring 2 as well, which I've also had a bit of a nibble on. Because again, you just don't get those kind of odds on Dalvin Cook. So I'm going to go with that as my main one. As I said, Zeke at 10-11. Quite happy to take that as well in New England. He's scored every game, Tim, I think.
No, he's not scored every game.
Okay, might have missed one then. So he is who he is. Zeke. He looks better than he did last year. He's looked slimmed down again. Then I've got a couple more. DeAndre Swift is 7-4 on Bet365. That's a standout price. The rest are all around 65 against the Bengals. Jamal Williams has been banged up this week. It looks like he'll be playing, but I'd imagine Swift will get quite a lot of the ball out of the backfield. Ricky Seals-Jones for Washington. They're playing the worst defense in the league, the Chiefs. He played 99% of the snaps last week, and I think he ran a route on 88% of them. I think he had 8 targets in the red zone or something ridiculous last week, so 10-3 for him. I was quite happy with, and I'll stick at that for my list of a few.
Okay, well, I put DeAndre Swift on the visual because that's the name you put first. But there we go. But just to go back on Zeke. Yeah, he didn't obviously score opening night against Tampa, but my God, I didn't actually realize he's been in the end zone as much as he has. He's got 6 receiving touchdowns and 5 rushing touchdowns. Jesus Christ.
I didn't realize it was that high.
No, I didn't either. I mean, you should know. You drafted in the slot before me, so you could just take him to spite me in my main fantasy league. So I suppose you haven't been rubbing my nose in it every week.
No, he's only got 1 receiving.
Has he?
He's got 6 total.
That's not what.
5 rushing, 1 receiving.
That's
I
not.
was going to say, I'm sure I would have been winning. I'd have been better than 2 and 3.
No, I'm reading. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the wrong column on Pro Football Reference. Sorry, yes, it is 1. The receiving.
Yeah,
if
he'd scored that many, I'd be 4 and 1 instead of 2 and 3 in that league.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. Jack, moving on to you.
I've gone with Chase Claypool, anytime touchdown score 15-8 with Bet365. I really don't like taking Steelers wide receivers, but Claypool last week got 130 yards. He's an unbelievable wide receiver. Juju's out. I expect him to get a lot of targets. He's 15-8 on Bet365, I think, but the bookies this weekend have been terrible for some games. Like Paddy Power and William Hill just haven't priced loads of games. Haven't priced the anytime touchdown scores for a lot of games. So yeah, I had Khalil Herbert as well for the Bears 11-4 with 3-5, but I think that could be gone now, is it?
Yeah, that's gone now.
Yeah. I backed that, so I'm happy enough to obviously get that price. I was going to actually try and find 2 or more, but they hadn't that priced up yet, so unfortunately didn't get on that. But yeah, Chase Claypool is my main pick for this weekend.
Lovely stuff. Okay, let me remind me who I went for. So I went Kareem Hunt, obviously prior to the Chubb news. So I'd expect Kareem Hunt to go odds on now. If he isn't, snap up anything plus money. Some other couple that I like, Darrell Henderson at evens. I thought was decent against Giants, and a couple of bigger prices in the Houston Indianapolis game. Brandon Cooks 12-5. I thought was a bit too high considering Indianapolis's secondary is not that great, and I know Cooks and Davis Mills and it's Houston Texans, but they've scored points in some games this season. I thought David Johnson as well at 4-1 was slightly high. I know they kind of flick between Mark Ingram, David Johnson, and it'll probably be a Philip Lindsay game, to be honest. But 4-1, I thought it wasn't garbage time touchdowns or that. I thought David Johnson got quite a lot of the ball through the air last week as well, so I thought 4-1 was quite big. But yeah, no, Kareem Hunt 5-4. If you can get anything over even money or even money, I am. Or is it all odds on there?
4-6 on Bet365 is the first one I checked. Unsurprisingly, as you said, and there's not really any point going for Felton or Hilliard either, or D'Ernest Johnson. I don't think there's really much point going for any of them.
Trying to be that's a classic example of trying to be too cute.
To be honest, they're not even pricing any of them up yet. Yeah, D'Ernest Johnson is 15-8. It's just not worth the nibble. Please maybe, but not that.
No. I certainly agree. Okay, where are we going now? Props. Jax, what's your favourite prop for week 6?
I've gone with Lamar Jackson over 65.5 rushing yards. Chargers aren't great against the rush. Lamar, the last 2 games, I think he had 81 rushing yards and 102 or 103. I expect a really, really good game between the Ravens and the Chargers. Really looking forward to that this weekend. It's probably one of the best games. I think Lamar probably get, the last quarter, he'll probably be, I'd throw the ball and he'll just take off, and that fella can get 25-yard rushes easily. Like he's an unbelievable rushing quarterback, one of the best we've ever seen. So yeah, 65.5 I thought was a bit low. I thought it'd be maybe around 80, especially his last 2 performances. So I'll be taking the over on that.
Lovely stuff. Yep, certainly agree with that. Adam?
As you said before, there's not a huge amount up there, to be honest, at the moment. So I'm sticking with what I know and going for the Bengals game. Joe Burrow over 38.5 yards for his longest completion. It'll probably be to Chase, and I was between the 2 of them for this one. Chase's longest reception is 26.5 on William Hill, but I decided to go for Joe Burrow. They're playing a beaten up Lions defense. They've been throwing it a fair bit, and when they have done, as I say, it's generally to Chase generally for big yardage. He's gone over 38.5 in 4 out of the 5 games this year, and against a poor Lions defense, I just think it seemed a fairly reasonable option. I think it was 5-6. As I say, there wasn't a huge amount of props up, and I kind of got bored looking at this team, going through the sites and finding only 3 players on each game. So, as I say, just went to what I know and stuck with Joe Burrow.
Yeah, it's not been great for the bookies this week, but I don't know if that's obviously attributed to injuries. So
yeah, I think so. There has been a lot of late news. There's been my phone's been going crazy on sleeper notifications today.
Turn them off.
It's useful.
Okay. Well, yeah, very, very much so. Yeah, scouring all the waiver wires. Okay, I'm going against my my college friend, or well, not my college friend, my college love of Justin Fields. You probably get a maybe slightly higher number, but it's the only one I found for the moment. Under 200 under 2 pass yards, under 202.5 pass yards. He's only done that once. Obviously, that was the game 2 games ago. Who I think it was against the Lions. Was it against the Lions? Yeah, and that was only 209 off the top of my head. And obviously, yeah, let's be honest, even as a Justin Fields homer, truther, whatever you want to call me, he struggled since he's come into the league. He's the offensive line's not great. Allen Robinson, he's not had chemistry with Allen Robinson, and outside of Allen Robinson, obviously you've got Mooney, Komet, and Graham, or you've got who you've got there, but they're no Hall of Famers, are they? Let's be honest. Obviously, no David Montgomery for this one either. So again, like I say, Khalil Herbert is in. So it just feels like it's going to be another disjointed Chicago game. He could also get yanked for Andy Dalton potentially. There is obviously there is a scenario where that could happen, and they're facing the Packers. The Packers are pretty decent on defense. They are going to put the pressure on early, I think, on Chicago, which may mean that Chicago want to need to throw the ball a bit more quickly than they perhaps would. But I think they might just try again, similar to New England, might just try and churn the clock a little bit in this one, try and run the ball a little bit, and maybe play a bit of contain on defense, so it's all in front of them, so they're making the clock churn a little bit more and not get beat too bad. But yeah, I don't think Justin Fields is quite there yet in the NFL. So 202.5 passing yards, I think we'll go under on that for now. If you can get maybe slightly bigger, then again there might be a 210 or a 212 out there or something. But yeah, give me the under. Okay then, folks. Obviously we've got an international series game this Sunday. Let me get the picture, and then I'll do that. Do all the talking for me. Miami. It's technically Miami at Jacksonville. Jacksonville, obviously in the Spurs Stadium. Obviously, they're usually accustomed to Wembley, so it'd be interesting to see, kind of going forward, if the Jags obviously continue to keep coming over. I assume it will be Spurs going forward, and Wembley's kind of been non-existent because Shahid Khan doesn't like Wembley anymore. He can't buy it. So, handicap is 3 in favour of the Dolphins. Over under, I thought was pretty high as well, 47. I know they're not the greatest of defenses, but the offensive talent
not the greatest there either.
Yeah, I mean it's like a crap fireworks night, isn't it? Overtime 11-1 again, potential there. I think, consider it's a field goal game, so 11-1 I didn't think was the worst shout in the world. Although I was wrong when I tried to tout that last week. But as you can see, anytime touchdown scorers, quite a lot for under 2-1, which surprises me again, considering the badness of these teams. And then again, some prices on there for 2+. Adam, your thoughts on the game and any particular bet that you like?
For some reason I think the Jags are going to win it. I have no real logic behind that because there isn't any logic to it. But I think that they'll be all right. I was quite impressed with Trevor Lawrence when he played against the Bengals. That's obviously the time I've spent most of the time watching him. And they ran the option quite well. They did a pretty decent job against us in the first half, at least, until there's adjustments. I've got a couple of bets, and they're both on the Jacksonville side. Is Trev Lawrence 4-1 and Dan Arnold 9-2 was the two that I went for, just for slightly bigger odds. The Dolphins defense is mainly the two wide cornerbacks. Obviously, Byron Jones is possibly injured. I can't remember what the latest was on him, but him and Xavier Howard are the main two guys there. The rest of it hasn't really been that good this year. So I'm looking for the tight end, and Dan Arnold got involved from the off since he got traded there. He looked pretty decent against the Bengals. I think he had a few receptions last week. I can't remember off the top of my head. And again, for some reason, tight ends tend to do well at Wembley or in London, as Kyle Pitts showed last week. I have no logic behind that. It just seems to be what happens in those games. So yeah, Tricky Trev at 4-1 and Dan Arnold 9-2. I think the Jags may win it, which is a weird, scary thought. I think they've lost 15 in a row now, or something ridiculous. Maybe it was more than that. It's just a crazy number.
It's 20. It must be 20 because it's 50. They won the first game last season. And
again, breaking news on Sleeper: Xavier Howard and Devontae Parker out.
Oh, there you go.
So maybe you want to go for LaVisca Chenault at 2-1 or Marv Jones at nearly 2-1. Yeah, yeah, as I say, no real logic. I just think the Jags will be all right.
Jack?
Well, I'm going to be a bit biased here. I have to think the Dolphins are going to win, but you were saying there Byron Jones is out, but yeah, Xavier Howard didn't practice all week, so there was rumours that he wasn't going to play either, and now that's been confirmed. The one bet that I actually like is the both teams to score 21 points at 2-1 at Sky Bet. Miles Jack is out for the Jags. I know Tua gets an awful lot of abuse, but I do think he definitely improves this Dolphins offense. I think the Dolphins defense is pathetic so far this year. I expect Trevor Lawrence to to completely destroy them. And 47 points does seem high, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if this was a shootout. And that's saying a lot for a Dolphins and Jags game. So my bet is, both to hit 21 points or over at 2-1. I was going to say the Dolphins -3, but after that news of Parker and Xavier Howard out, I don't know.
Yeah, it could be absolutely this game, couldn't it? Yeah, I'm with you, Adam. I think the Jags will win. I'm certainly taking +3 if I was taking a handicap bet. I'm not overly I know you mentioned there the defensive players for Miami that are out, so it could turn into a bit of a shootout. But my initial reaction was the under on the 47. There are a few prices, especially like Chenault at 2s. I thought was pretty decent any time, especially with DJ Chark's gone for the season now, wasn't he? And James Robinson obviously had a decent game last week. 6-5 Miami Dolphins rush defense, like I say, apart from the corners, the rest of the defense has been great. So, the one price that I thought, I'm surprised it wasn't all over Mike Gesicki, to be quite honest, Adam.
Tua's back. He didn't really use him much in the first couple of games of the season, so that's why I've gone off that. I just don't know how he's going to get used. He should carry on getting 4 receptions a game at least, but I don't know.
Yeah, I've got a sneaky suspicion this might be a Malcolm Brown game. I know Myles Gaskin had it all last week, but that was against the Bucs defense, and they were just swinging out, screens and whatnot, and not actually rushing up the middle. I think this is a game where the Dolphins will want to maybe rush up the middle. I know Tua is quite mobile as well, but I thought 2+ for Malcolm Brown at 25-1. Again, it's just a real poke in the dark, and I don't necessarily recommend anyone going to do it, but I don't know, it just jumped out at me a little bit, and I thought, did nothing last week, had something kind of the week before, but I just thought gameplay and game script and style of maybe a style of attack or angle of attack might be a Malcolm Brown game, but there we go. We should see. I'm not taking him any time at 2s, but
just looking at the receptions and targets from last week, and it's crazy. Marvin Jones 1 reception, Chenault 1 reception, Dan Arnold 6. Tavon Austin 5 and Jamal Agnew 6.
Jesus Christ!
It's like opposite world. it's really weird. Although Trevor Lawrence scored last week, I didn't even realize
they're like the stats that you get if you simulated a game of Madden. Just like it wouldn't be the top guys. It'd be like the people the 4th, 5th on the depth chart. Jesus Christ!
I might have to look at Jamal Agnew odds now.
Urban Meyer, what are you doing? Anyway, there we go. Okay, it's like if you are going to the game, go and enjoy it, especially if it is your first game. Let's say I'll be there, and I don't know if I'll be enjoying it. Depends what the weather's like, I suppose. But yeah, be first experience of Tottenham, so looking forward to that. And like I say, I'm already looking forward to the double-digit prices of beers and hot dogs and whatnot. But there we go. Just to give everyone a recap then of the bets that we've gone for week 6 handicaps. As we top of the show, Buffalo -5.5 against Tennessee, Dallas -3 at New England for Adam, and then Jack has gone -3.5 versus the Las Vegas Raiders. For the totals, I've gone under 50.5 in the Dallas New England game. Adam's gone under 49 in the Browns Cardinals. All unders today this week, guys. LA and the New York Giants are under 48.5 for Jack. Touchdown scorers, Adam didn't really give Swift, but they were one of them.
I'll take it. The values on him from the ones I listed.
There you go. Currently, Kareem Hunt over Arizona obviously is now odds on, so probably not not too interested in that. And then Chase Claypool for Jack against Seattle. And then the best props, fields under 2.5. Jesus Christ. 202.5 pass yards. It'd be funny if it was under 2.5, wouldn't it? Adam is Joe Burrow's longest completion over 38.5. And Jack has gone for Lamar Jackson over 65.5 rush yards. And yeah, there we go. That's week 6 all done and dusted. We've got 30 seconds to hit 30 minutes exactamundo. So yeah, we'll get out of here. We'll be back in some form next week. So watch out for that. If you give us a follow at Full 10 Yards, at Touchdowns Tips on Twitter for Adam, and at Jack T _ 95 85 no 95. Jesus Christ. every week I need to get it tattooed on my forehead. Jack T _ 95. And like I say, if you are watching on YouTube or on Facebook, give us a like, subscribe, follow, comment, interact with us, give us your best bets, show us your betting slips where you've bashed the bookies, because this is what it's all about. It's all about winning some cash. So we'll see you next week. That's it. Mind your ears, Jack.